Hi, it's Monday, as far as I understand. That's what rumor has it. I put on my music, but now it's too loud. I can't focus. It's 11:59, so we'll wait a minute. I'm Michelle, and I'm just gonna share my love of Ashtanga Yoga in a really modified sort of way. So normally we start with an invocation that thanks all the teachers for bringing us this practice. And I'm going to thank you for joining in. So at the top of your mat, whatever the top of your mat looks like, or the top of your floor, I put up my blocks today in case I need some help, seeing as it's Monday, and a tennis ball, because lots of creakiness and we can experiment with that. So here we are at the front of the mat. We're going to rub our palms together, generating a little inner heat. The Ashtanga tradition, you don't heat the room, you heat yourself. And just close your eyes. So the pranayama, the inhale is through your nose. The exhale as well is through your nose. Let me know if you're here, if this is working. It's only noon. So like I was saying, the inhale is through your nose. The exhale also through your nose. Not through your mouth. We're inhaling through our nose. Reach up. Arms lift to the sky. The kneecaps lift. On the exhale, fold in half, keeping your kneecaps lifted. Hands come to the floor. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. And then we're in this halfway position. If you have blocks and you want to use them just to kind of experiment with getting a little height, lifting your back. Inhale, exhale, maybe fold a little bit more deeply. And come on up to standing. We'll just take a few to warm up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, slowly fold in half, keeping care to lift the kneecaps. Palms come to the floor. Nose to the knees. Inhale, exhale, hands down. People often say to me, if I say I teach yoga, they make this big confession they can't hold their toes. No big deal, hold something else. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in half. You can keep your hands on something at your ankles. Inhale, lift the heart and the chest. You're going to look past the mat, bend the knees, hands are flat, walk into your plank position. So here in plank, your triceps are headed toward each other. Your hands are about shoulders width apart. You're going to bend the elbows just by your ribs if you can. Hover here. That would be called chaturanga. Or you'll come to the floor, release the toes for a low cobra position. Inhale, upward facing dog. The knees are off the floor, but if that makes you slouch, then just stay in your cobra. Exhale, you can come through your knees if you want. Tuck your toes under, and you're taking downward facing dog. So for the first downward dog of the day or the week, the month, you can bend the knees, kind of release the calves, but then do find some stillness in the posture. At the end of the exhale, you're going to bend your knees and lightly jump your feet forward. Inhale, lifting the kneecaps on the balls of your feet. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands down. So that's the sun salutation, Surya Namaskara A. We'll do a few together. You can, if you gotta crack your back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward, fold in half, hands to the floor. Inhale, heart lifts, chest lifts. On the exhale, you'll place your palms flat. Your chest is on your thighs. Pulling in the ribs and the belly, walk your feet back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, reaching your shoulders back. So it's a real heart opener. Downward facing dog. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend the knees, look to the hands. Walk or lightly jump your feet forward. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Number 3, inhale, reach up. And exhale, swan dive forward, fold in half, lifting the kneecaps, hands flat. Inhale, exhale, bend the knees. If you want to try jumping back and you have something you can lift up with, you can begin to learn to lift your feet gently off the floor, or you can take it right here, so that you can jump into your chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra, downward facing dog. Eyes locate on the navel, on the belly button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend the knees, look to the hands. Walk or lightly jump forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So by locating the eyes somewhere at the body, you begin to connect further with this inward turn, the ability to concentrate and stay steady rather than float to whatever draws your attention. We'll take 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, fold, lifting the kneecaps to come down. Inhale, exhale. No big deal if you can't jump or if you don't want to. You can walk into your plank and pause there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend the knees. Gently walk or jump your feet forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in half, swan dive forward. Inhale, exhale, bend the knees, walk or lightly jump. Upward dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Eyes on the navel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend the knees, look to the hands. Walk or lightly jump your feet forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Surya Namaskar. So again, I'm not there. If you don't want to do all of them, don't. And if you want to relax in between and, get off the small of the back, roll your shoulders around, please do. Inhale, chair position. So we're bending the knees and like sitting on a little stool, arms up. Exhale, fold in half, hands to the floor, nose toward the knees. Inhale, exhale. Keep your gaze past the mat. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. The right foot comes all the way through the hands. Turn the left foot on its side, heel to heel line up. We're scooching the right hip back and the left hip forward through a vinyasa. This movement that connects movement. Up dog, down dog. Right foot on its side, left foot through. Breathe in. Exhale. Through plank. Bend the elbows. Up dog. Downward dog. Eyes on the navel there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend the knees. Walk or lightly jump your feet forward. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees, chair. And we'll take it a little faster. Inhale, bend the knees, chair. Exhale, fold in half, nose toward the knees. Inhale, exhale, bend the knees. Walk into plank or lightly jump. Up dog. Downward dog. Right foot through the hands. Left foot on its side. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale through the vinyasa. Hands to the floor. Bend the elbows. Upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot through. Right foot on its side. So we're drawing the pubic bone up, tailbone down. Back leg super straight. Through plank. Bend the elbows. Upward dog. Downward dog. Breathe, breathe, breathe. 1 and 2. 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, chair. Exhale, stand. So in a lead Ashtanga class, they just count breaths. They don't name the postures really right away. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, ribs tuck in. Exhale, hands to the floor, nose toward the knees. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands flat. Walk into push-up or jump into Chaturanga. Elbows bend. Upward dog, inhale, lift up, lift up. Downward dog. Take the right foot through the hands, take the left foot on its side. Warrior 1. Exhale through plank. Bend the elbows, upward dog, downward dog. Left foot through the hands, right foot on its side. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale. Fully exhale. Inhale through your nose, exhale. Downward facing dog. Now if anything feels taxing, you can always find your way into child's pose. Or cat-cow. Inhale, exhale, bend the knees. Walk or lightly jump your feet forward. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, take chair. Let's sink there for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, separate the feet about hip distance. Everybody in. Exhale, we're going to take hold of our big toes with the index finger and the middle finger. Now, if that feels like you're overstretching your hamstrings, bend the knees or take a block or a pillow or something and put it between your thighs so that when you fold in half, you can maintain a sense of your strength in your belly and your thighs. And this way it can help avoid any extra stretch that you don't need in the hamstrings. 4. Inhale, maybe you go a little bit deeper by taking your hands underneath your feet. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. Elbows bend open to the sides, 2. And 3, shift your weight as far forward onto the balls of your feet. And 5. Inhale, exhale. Close the feet, Samastitihi. So another thing I like about this Ashtanga system, aside from the fact that we move pretty fluidly from thing to thing, we always come back to sort of nothingness, to this sense of emptiness. Inhale, open to the right. We're going to turn the toes to the back of the mat. Shift the hips to the left. Triangle pose. Reach your right arm forward, and then maybe it's going to head to the ankle. Traditionally, you hold the toe. Stack the shoulders. Breathe. 1, 2. If you can't hold the toe, or if that makes you drop your shoulder forward, really, really choose something else. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, inhale, inhale. We're still inhaling as you change sides, and then you shift to the second side. So the hips are going to reach to the right. The left hand's going to head toward the ground, the toe, the ankle, the shin, and then you're going to be really thoughtful and ask your body if this side should be the same as the other side. Take that right hip back. Draw some space in the right side of the body. Inhale. 1 and 2. You're going to let the right hip drop a bit. 3 and 4, 5. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, turn and face the right foot. Left hip is shifting toward the right foot. Draw your ribs in, draw your belly in. Take this left hand and place it at the right shin, or the foot on the outside of the right foot. Then the right arm heads up to the sky. Breathe. 1. Trying to keep the left hip lifted as well. 2, 3, 4, 5. I find twists are the best thing during this pandemic. They help just kind of reinstate some integrity in the body, and also wrings out all the anxiety or whatever, you're eating and drinking that you might not normally be doing so at night. Inhale, reach the right arm up. They're detoxifiers. Reach, 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 keeping the hips as square as you can for as long as you can. Then the right hand's going to go to the floor, or if you have a block and you want to place it on the outside of the left foot, you're going to inhale, try to stack the shoulders. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, windmill the arms. Exhale, bend the knees and float to the front of the mat. Inhale, open up again. So the feet are nice and wide. The right knee is bent over the heel. Draw the arms, shoulders behind you. The hands are about the height of the shoulders. Then the right elbow is going to hang out at the right knee for a moment. Just explore again the length in the left side of the body. Then maybe the right hand goes to the floor. Inhale. 1 and 2. I'm really trying to draw the navel into the spine and take the left rib on top. 4, 5. Inhale. Stand tall for a moment and change sides. Left knee is going to bend. Right pinky toe is your anchors, gluing itself to the floor. Inhale. Maybe pause again for a moment. Parsvottanasana, extended right angle. Take your right thumb and draw some length down the right side of the body. And then maybe again you take the left hand to the floor or to the block. Right arm overhead. 2. There's a little twist in the right rib to the sky. 3. So I'm reaching it so far that I get this nice long stretch in the hip. And inhale, come on up. And then we'll take the twist, just like we did with triangle. We're going to bend the right knee now. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, the left hand's going to come to the floor, or you can stack the palms over there. Heel to heel line up. Breathe. 2, 3, 4, 5. Windmill the arms. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Then the right elbow is going to come to the outside of the left knee. Stretch this right toe back. Right hand to the floor, or you can stay with the palms stacked. Breathe. 1. The right hip is going to want to tilt down. We're going to let it have the pause and let our brains have the authority on this. Keep lifting the right hip. 2, 3, 4, 5. Windmill the arms. Inhale. Exhale. Float to the front of the mat. Open up to the side. Prasarita Padmottanasana A. So the palms are at your waist. The big toe side of the foot is carrying the anchor. And we're lifting up through the kneecaps. Fold in half. Inhale. Then maybe you use your block for support. Exhale. Bend the elbows out to the sides. The hands can come onto something or onto the block of the floor. The crown of the head heads to the mat. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, pull the ribs in, pull the belly in. Exhale, reach your arms out. Inhale, hands back to the waist. For letter B, we really, this seems too easy to be true, but what we're doing is we're working on Mula Bandhan, all this, the blocks in the belly and the navel, and fold in half. Shoulders away. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Reach your arms out to the sides. I'm going to just turn to this way so you can see what I'm doing. Inhale, exhale. Palms come behind you. And then lift the kneecaps. They come and touch the floor in front of your head. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Last one. Hands to the waist. Inhale. Hold the big toes. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Breathe. 1. Shoulders back. 2. You can have a slight bend of the knees. In fact, you should. And inhale. Exhale. Close the feet and come to the front of the mat. Inhale. We're going to skip the next forward bend and move on to our balance postures. So just for a moment, standing tall on the left leg, hold the right heel in toward the navel. Yeah, so it just looks like this. Just trying to get a stretch in the hip and practice some balance. This might be where you stay. Maybe you hold the big toe and stretch the right leg out in front of you. Breathe. Trying to keep the right hip down. The inclination would be to lift the hip because the leg is lifted. Instead, we're going to bend the elbow and try to tilt forward, laying our chest on our thigh. 2, 3, 4, 5. Open the right leg to the right. The gaze is going to go over the left shoulder. 1, 2, 3. Lifting the left kneecap. 4. Drop the right hip. Back to the center. Take the hand away and breathe. Shoulders back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, roll the shoulders. Exhale. Taking hold of the left big toe. We're standing on the right leg and just pause for a moment. Again, this could be where you stop. It's plenty hard as it is. Otherwise, maybe you hold the left big toe, taking the right hand at the waist. Breathe. Lift the right kneecap. So we're really anchoring that. Breathe. And then maybe you fold over your left knee, left leg. Breathe. 2. Shoulders are square. 3, 4, 5. Lift the heart and the chest. Open the left leg to the left. Gaze over the right shoulder. Pull in the ribs in the belly. Breathe. 1, 2. Drop the left tush. 3, 4, 5. Back to the center. Pull in the belly and the ribs and exhale. Stretch the left leg out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to exhale through your mouth, you certainly may here. Now we're going to take Ardha Baddha Pada Paschimottanasana. You'll never need to use the term maybe again. We're going to take the right foot into the left crease and just pause there for a moment if you can. Plenty hard as it is. Maybe you fold in half and hang out there. Maybe once you're down there, you take your right arm, hold behind your back to grab the big toe if you can. If you have a support of a block, you can do that. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale. Come on out. Standing on the right leg, take the left foot up and bring it into the little crease. Getting quiet. Inward turn. Exhale. Take the left arm behind you. Oh, I'll show you this way, I didn't do the cheat. I'm going to bend the right knee and fold in half. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. Come on out and release the foot. So to get to the floor and do the floor postures, we're going to reach the arms up, and it starts just like the Surya Namaskar, the sun salutations. Pull in the ribs in the belly, lift the kneecaps, fold in half. Inhale to halfway up. Exhale, bend the knees, hands are flat. We're going to pause in our plank and do some belly work. Right knee to the right elbow, breathe. 2. The further forward you reach, the more you're drawing in your belly. The further back, well, it's either one. Back to the center, to the left, and behind you. Drop that foot. So inhale, take the left knee to the left, elbow, really use the right leg, to the right, to the center, and back. Inhale, lift, right, to the left, behind you, lift, to the left, to the right, and behind you. Let's take Vashisthasana, side arm balance. You can drop the left knee if that's better for you. And exhale, take plank. Bend the elbows, straight arms. Take the right foot, right hand to meet. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the elbows. Upward facing dog. Extend the front of the body. Downward facing dog. Pedaling out your feet. On the end of the exhale, look to the hands. Jump your feet forward, like so you're in this cross-leg position, and then straighten them. Dandasana. So standing mountain pose, Tadasana, sitting, Dandasana. Hands by your hips, breathe. 1. The focus of the eyes is at the toes. Just to aid in concentration. Not to notice anything that is wrong with your feet or the need for a pedicure or any of that. Inhale, reach toward your big toes. Inhale. Exhale. The elbows bend out to the sides. We're not trying to draw the shoulders to the ears. We're pulling in the ribs and the belly. And I'm not so much trying to touch my nose to my toes. I'm really also trying to root the tailbone down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, take your hands to the outsides of your feet maybe. Try not to let the feet sickle. Inhale, shoulders back. Exhale, breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. So if you have blocks handy, if you don't, I'm sure Amazon will eventually bring them to you if you order them. Place your hands flat on the blocks maybe to learn to do this little lift up. So we lift the feet and we round ourselves through, swing ourselves through I should say, to come through a vinyasa. So that's sort of a hallmark of the Ashtanga tradition. It's a nice way to reset the body. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Or if you want to just take downward facing dog in between, or cat-cow, just to reset the pelvic floor, the pelvis, and whatever ailments may have happened as you negotiated yourself. So the fingertips face the hips, the legs are straight and strong, Lift the pubic bone to the sky. It's a reverse plank. Breathe. 2. Shoulders away from the ears. 3, 4, 5. Exhale. So here would be the time for a reset. You could take a reset just by lifting off the floor for a breath. And exhale. Take the left leg straight. Right knee's going to bend. The arms come underneath the knee for a moment. Sit up really, really tall. Good for the hip. Now I'm going to place it right at the crease of the left leg. Inhale. This is great for the digestion as well because your heel is sort of tugging at your abdominals. Hold the left foot maybe, or the ankle or the shin, the knee. We're trying to keep connection between the floor and your tailbone. 2. Eyes again, the drishti, the location of the eyes is at the left toes. 4, 5. Inhale, if you're feeling particularly energetic and maybe fiery, you take the little reset button. If not, you can always just change sides and meet us on the second side. Exhale to jump. Right leg's going to straighten, left knee bends. Sitting up really, really tall. Placing the left foot in that crease. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, exhale. We're going to cross the shins again, even if you just take a little bit of a lift up, or you can plant the feet and jump your feet. Back, upward dog, exhale, downward dog. Pedal out your feet for a moment. Inhale, exhale. This is called Tiri Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. I don't know. That's what it's called. So you're going to bend the right knee. The right heel is on the outside of the right hip. We're not like sitting on it. What you can't do though is if you're like me and it's very hard to sit in this position without drawing the knee too far, you could sit on something so that you can have a more parallel experience of your knees. Shoulders are also parallel. Inhale, I'm going to reach toward my left leg. I'm going to bend my left knee a little bit because I tend to get very tight in the hips. And fold in half. Breathe. 1, 2. Again, keeping the anchor to the floor, to the block if you can. It gives a nice stretch in the left calf as well. And come on off it. You can come through the vinyasa or not. Downward dog. Exhale, jump through. Right leg is going to straighten. And you're taking the left foot behind you. You can sit on a block. If you have a cat that's amenable to the experience. I guess that's awful. Inhale, reach the hands toward the right leg. I don't love cats. 2. Shoulders down. 3. Pulling in the ribs and the belly, lifting up the right kneecap. 4. Inhale, release. And exhale. Breathe. Lift up. Maybe we'll just skip the vinyasa on that one. Nobody can tell us not to. So this is called Janu Shirshasana A. So it looks like tree pose. My right knee is bent. My left leg is straight. This is a terrific therapeutic posture. You probably cannot hurt yourself in. So I encourage you to learn it, enjoy it at your leisure, your convenience. Take your hips square toward the front of your mat or toward the left foot. And just notice if your foot's sickled like mine did. I'm just going to keep pushing it back. Inhale, reach. Keep glued the tush to the floor. Exhale, full. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, exhale. Cross the shins. Lift up. Swing your legs through. And take a vinyasa. Reach the chest, reach the hips, knees. Exhale. Bend the knees now. Walk or jump forward. Right leg straight, left knee bends, just like tree pose. Inhale, pubic bone lifts, tailbone drops, fold in half. 1, 2. Notice if you've gone too far. I mean, yes, there's a little space between the floor and your tailbone, but we're trying not to have too much. Keep it down. And inhale. Exhale, cross the shins. Maybe the toes stay on the floor. Be really gentle with yourself as well as encouraging. So it's a fine line, isn't it? Listening to what the body needs in this moment, as well as encouraging it to challenge itself. Left leg is going to straighten. Right knee is going to bend. So it looks like this. Knee is to the sky. We're going to reach the right armpit down toward the right shin. That may be where you stop. Maybe you reach the arm all the way around. You grab hold of the left hand, left wrist with the right hand. Inhale, exhale. Now, if the arms don't clasp, no big deal. You can hang out here, you can hang out here. You can just gently touch. If you have a towel or a shirt, or if there's a child around that can toss your hands together. Breathe, 2, 3. Again, the eyes are located at the toes. Inhale. You could try to lift up and do the reset from there, or you can just take downward facing dog. Exhale, jump through. Right leg is going to straighten, left knee is going to bend. Knee goes to the sky. Take the left armpit around the left, shin. And yes, your left hip is going to lift off the floor at this one. Inhale, shoulders square. Exhale, breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shoulders away from the ears. 5, inhale. Exhale. Come on out through a vinyasa if you can. Breathe. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, walk or lightly jump forward. Okay, we're going to come back to that first position of Marichyasana. We're going to bend the right knee to the sky. The left elbow, the left arm is either going to hug the right knee for a twist, or you could take the elbow all the way around the thigh, the knee. Walk the right hand in a whole lot. Flex the left foot a lot. And that might be where you stop. Possibly this arm goes all the way behind you, and you can take the right arm to meet the left. So I'm clasping my hands. If yours don't clasp, it doesn't mean you don't have to keep practicing yoga. It just means today your hands don't clasp. So you can just touch the small of the back. Try to keep sitting up and keep twisting. When you're ready to come out of the pose after about 5 breaths, you look first. Make sure you look to the front of your mat or your left foot, and then release the posture. It's too jarring on the body to do it otherwise. And then either take the reset in between sides or just change sides. Inhale, exhale. Right leg is straight. Left knee is going to bend. Either hug the arm around it, or you wrap the arm all the way behind. Flex this left foot super duper amounts. Right foot. Inhale, breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look to the front. Exhale, cross the shins. Lift off the floor. And we're ready for Navasana, boat pose. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. If you've just joined us, this is a great time. We're working on the belly muscles, on the core muscles. So the arms are straight. Toes theoretically the same height as your eyes. We'll call this 3. Inwardly rotate the thighs. 4, 5. You're going to cross the shins. Place your hands flat on the floor. Maybe lift your hips off the floor. And that would be number 1. If that doesn't feel good for your back, for some people it doesn't, you can hold the thighs and keep the knees bent. Just to like keep yourself supported. Word to the wise, I wouldn't start anything brand new during this pandemic time when you can't really have eyes on you, or reach out to a practitioner if you have irked something and you need some readjustments. I would try to take it a little easier. So if you know that you've got back pain, keep the knees bent. 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't mean I don't have back pain. I have a lot of back pain, but I work with it like many of you. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift up. Inhale. Number 4, I think. 1, 2, 3. Shoulders back. 4, 5. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross the shins. Lift up. Jump through. Here's your best upward dog of the day. Really enjoy the stretch up. You can be down on cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out your feet. Inhale, Bhujapadasana. So we're jumping the feet around the arms. Walk the hands back. And then squat deeply. The heels touch the floor, the toes are going to come to the sky, and we'll just cross the ankles. I know when I say just, and you're like, what are you talking about? Maybe. You can keep the feet down, you can experiment. Yes, it can be taxing on the wrists, for sure. So you can experiment with just this wide squat, taking your hands inside or outside. But the full posture is the closer you can get the chest to the floor, and then I'm using my belly like gangbusters to lift the tailbone and the heart and the chest. We're just going to come down to the floor this time. You can take your arms on the insides and keeping the knees slightly bent, or you can straighten the legs and try to lay your chest on the floor. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's lots of fancy ways to come out of that, but I'm just going to say we're going to come out of it that way. Inhale. We're getting to the toward the end of our time together. So as you bring your knees into your chest, roll on down, one vertebra at a time. Draw your toes to the ceiling. Breathe. 2, shoulders back. 3, 4. That spot that it feels really hard, try to go slower. Exhale. Strict Shavasana, it's a real thing. You're practicing finding the stillness and the peace that comes from all this effort. Balancing the effort with the non-effort. Inhale. So that's about 5 breaths in that strict Shavasana, but the eyes stay open. Right leg comes up to the sky. Possibly hold the big toe, the ankle, the shin. If you have a strap or a towel, a pillowcase, whatever it might be. And then you're going to lift your heart up toward the leg. Not about the leg to you, but more of you to the leg. Breathe. 2. Trying to keep the hips square. So the right hip's going to want to head open. We're just going to draw it down. Exhale, lie down. Open the right leg to the right without lifting the left hip. So that's going to stay glued down. Breathe. Looking over the left shoulder. 1 and 2, 3. Left shoulder stays on the mat. 4. Back to the center. Take the left hand and use it to touch the right foot. And then we'll just take a nice twist. Yogi's choice. But I let my left hip come down, my right hip come all the way up. And then just take the right shoulder off the floor and head it back to the floor. Whatever you want to open the side body. Inhale, take both legs up. Maybe you lift the hips, 1, 2, just an added bonus we like. We, the powers that be, the royal we. Right leg goes down, internally rotating both thighs. So it's not ballet legs, we're not turning out, we're internally rotating. Chest lifts up to the left leg, breathe. 1, right leg super straight, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lie down, let the left leg come open to the side, but really glue this right hip down. 1. Gaze over the right shoulder. 2, 3. Ribs are soft. 4, 5. Inhale, cross the body. You can bend the knee if you need to. I mean, this isn't a real yoga pose, so it's just like an opening of your body, feel good pose. Coming back onto your back, soles of the feet together, Supta Baddha Konasana, supine bound angle, Supta, supine, Baddha bound Kona angle, asana seat. Breathe. Plant your feet, create little fists to your hips, giving yourself a little resistance. Lift your hips off the floor. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and come on down. Drop the right knee, little like windshield wiper of the knees. And exhale again. Plant your fists. Breathe. 1, 2. I'm gonna fix my tank top. 3. Really draw the knees toward each other. 4, 5. Inhale. Now you're gonna interlace the hands underneath your hips. Draw your shoulders underneath you. Turn your toes toward each other. Breathe. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5. If you like going up further in a back bend, and again, and if you have that child that's ready to help you, have them place their feet around here, around a little wider than your shoulders, and hold their ankles. Otherwise, you can try and come to the crown of your head and pause. And then maybe you could lift your heels even just to get into it. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any variation of 1, 3, 6. Inhale, hold the knees. Rock back and forth. Exhale back, inhale up. 1 and 2 and 3. Sitting up really tall, inhale, stretch. We forgot our twist. Well, not we, really, me. So after a back bend, if you want to take a twist, that's a good idea, and then take your forward bend. Now I tend to get overzealous in my forward bend, so I'm going to remind myself to just go gently and take the block between the thighs so I don't do too much. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so coming out of that, in order to get into our inversions, we're going to lift up. Keep lifting up, come through vinyasa, and bend the elbows, upward facing dog or cobra, downward facing dog. All right, so if you have a wall, bring your mat to the wall, or just find yourself at the wall if you have a rug or carpet. You're going to interlace the hands just at the crown of the head. And find yourself into a downward facing dog. Elbows stay in, not out. So we're bringing them in. Walk your feet in super duper mounts. Maybe you lift the right leg and just experiment with where that center of balance is. Maybe the left. Inhale, exhale, and then maybe both. The work in the posture is to breathe, is to draw the legs behind you. To get taller, less on the head, And we would stay up there about 30 breaths. Maybe eventually you come down to halfway. And go back up for a moment. And then come on down. And find your way into child's pose. So child's pose is the antidote to the headstand, to Shirshasana. 2, 3. Inhale. So I'm going to close with the Ashtanga, the 3 Ashtanga mudras, and then get us into Shavasana. If you like taking pigeon pose, now's a really good time as well. So coming into lotus, or half lotus, or Indian style, that would be half lotus. That would be just like crisscross applesauce. We're going to inhale, shoulders back, exhale. Maybe you take hold of the right toe with your right hand, and maybe in theory land the left toe. Let's see what I can do to do that. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold in half. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, exhale. Yoga Mudra, the index finger and the thumb meet. We're trying to lift the belly, drop the tailbone, eyes at the nose. 1, arms are straight. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you'll take your hands on the outsides of your hips. Inhale, lift up, and breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Maybe you jump through. So you could practice this way. Inhale, lift. Come onto your knees. And breathe. Up dog or cobra. Shoulders back. Downward facing dog. In fact, let's take our pigeon pose here. So whichever foot forward, single pigeon. Left heel comes in line with the left knee. Reach your arms forward. Right leg is back. Still trying to use my belly and my breath. Rocking back and forth kind of helps open it. If you have a block, you want to put it under either hip, is fine. Inhale. Exhale. Take the right leg in front and change sides. So right knee is bent in line with the heel. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Left leg real straight. Maybe pummel out your right hip. Try not to let your belly go on vacation, so keeping it really rich and aware. We'll come through a vinyasa and then lie down on our backs. Inhale, lift the hips, hands in front. Walk or jump the feet back. Upward dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, lightly walk or jump, and float yourself out to Shavasana. So gratefully, my music just came to some Guru Mai chanting. It just says Om. I'm planning to stay on this mat with my Om the rest of the day, perhaps. Well, maybe that's a lie, but for a long time. And feel free to join me. Let me know how it went. And then maybe we'll see you at 5:30 for Jew It at Home, on the Jew It at Home page for meditation. Closing your eyes. Exhale. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a good Monday.